5 ways to build wealth that the rich do and the poor don't. Welcome to our channel, the Enchanted Luxury Studio, where we talk about wealth and luxury. Economic inequality, or the gap between the rich and the poor, is undeniably growing even wider these days. Sure, there are various reasons that are causing such a huge divide in society, such as the inequality in wages between first world and second world countries, the income gap between high-skilled workers, low-skilled or no-skilled workers, and the prevalence of globalization. However, among these potential factors is one that is often overlooked, which is the fluctuating development of the two social status. Nowadays, the rich become even richer while the poor become even poorer. But what is it that makes the rich accumulate more wealth? And what difference are they making from the poor? Well, if you want to know the answer to this, keep watching. In this video, we are going to break down 5 ways to build wealth that the rich do and the poor don't. Number 1, the rich keep a tight record of their finances. Statistics has it on record that 61% of American adults don't employ any form of budgeting. An average person wouldn't know what percentage of their income was allocated to which necessity or valuables because it is rare for them to keep track of their expenses. This makes them less likely to prioritize their savings, which dismantle their chance to accumulate more wealth in the future. On the other hand, the rich put a high regard on budgeting and tracking your spending. For them, taking these habits into practice is critical to achieving financial success. Now, there's a 2-step process to do financial tracking effectively, and many rich people resort to the system as well. The first thing to do is determine your expected income for the upcoming month. In the case of wealthy people, this will include their salaries or business income together with their regular earnings from their other investments. Once the total amount of your monthly income is determined, proceed to the next course of action, which is budgeting. The rich employ the 20, 30, 50 budgeting method. This budgeting technique works by dividing your income into 3. Put the 50% to your living expenses such as rent costs, water, electricity bills, and groceries. The 30% goes towards entertainment costs like going out for dinner, the cinema, or shopping. Finally, the remaining 20% is meant to go right into your savings account. Once a budget has been established, tracking their spending is the next thing that the rich do. It is a usual practice for most millionaires to connect their credit cards to applications that are automated to categorize or purchase stuff according to budget categories. As for the wealthy people, who prefer taking notes of their purchases either physically or digitally in a manual manner and adding the total at the end of the month, is still the most convenient undertaking. But what is it about budgeting and tracking that is keeping the rich obligated to do so? Well, failing to measure your expenditures is failing to manage your wealth, and wealth management serves as the seedbed of the rich. Number 2, the rich are financially disciplined. Discipline is very important in the process of wealth building, and any millionaire would agree to this statement. Let's say you want to acquire a high-paying job. Keep in mind that a high-paying job requires professionalism. Professionalism requires a degree, and it would take years in college before you get a degree. With the lack of discipline, none of this would happen. You see, when it comes to working on your financial success, every course of action demands discipline, and it won't stop even when you start earning huge chunks of wealth. In fact, discipline becomes more important when financial success comes into place. It doesn't matter how much money you make. Your wealth is likely to fade if you lack the ability to save, and saving takes discipline. A lot of successful businessmen consider saving money as one of the foundations of building long-term wealth. However, this is not something most people, especially the average folks, finds easy to achieve. But here's some techniques you can try to secure your savings account. You can set an arrangement with your employer to set automated deductions for your pay. This way, a preferred portion of your salary during a payroll will be sent directly to your savings account instead of the full amount going right into your checking account. This will help you spend your entire paycheck, which will guarantee your savings account a constant cash flow. Cutting your cost of living is another way to save money. In other words, downgrading your lifestyle. While this can be a good method in the process of saving money, you can only reduce your monthly cost by so much. At the end of the day, you will still have to pay your bills, buy yourself some food, and pay for your next transportation. And this leads me to the next strategy, which is boosting your earnings. Nowadays, a bunch of simple yet effective ways to increase your income is available thanks to the internet and technological evolution. Acquiring a part-time job online could be an option wherein you can be an online tutor or a freelance writer. Being an Uber driver or a rider for food delivery services is something to consider as well. What's interesting about these jobs is that they are likely to give you $100 in a day. Imagine how big of a difference that would make on your savings. Number 3, the rich maintain a standard lifestyle. Considering the amount of money they stash in their bank accounts on a regular basis, it is easy to think that the rich spend their wealth abruptly and in an endless manner. However, this is not the usual case. In reality, rich people are very careful with their spending, and because they want to maintain a low profile, you'll rarely see them flashing around designer clothes and fancy cars. Something that most people, particularly those who are fake rich, tend to do. The poor often fall into the trap of spending more money the moment they earn more money. For someone who earns $50,000 a year, a standard sedan would suffice. Once that amount doubles up, most people would immediately desire an upgrade and purchase a luxury vehicle. This rise in spending could gradually worsen, making it to a point where every amount you have, including the money in your bank and even in your savings, becomes vulnerable. In some cases, they even max out their line of credit and credit cards. It is for this reason why poor people remain poor. As for the rich, avoiding this said income trap is something they always take into account. They are pretty good at controlling themselves over their own money, and they do it by living below their means. For those who run a business, this habit is important to manifest. In business, good times occur when your revenue becomes significantly high. On the other hand, bad time takes place during a decline in your business. Now, if you spend well beyond your means when times are good, then you will not be able to survive the hurdles that arise during bad times, and that subjects your business to bankruptcy. When it comes to failing to acquire money management skills, the blame shouldn't be put entirely to the poor themselves. Not all of us are given access to the financial literacy, for it is not something the school teaches us. Therefore, unless you have family or friends who teach financial principles to you, then you are most likely to face money management issues later in life. Go ahead and get your favorite beverage and popcorn, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications. Number 4, the rich make their money work for them. One thing that sets the rich apart from the poor is their potential to put their money into work, and they do this through investing. For the wealthy people, acquiring wealth is a game of investments. The more you invest, the higher the chance that you will win financially. Unfortunately, when the average person gets paid, they either spend it on things that don't add value to their wealth or stash it in their savings account where money becomes idle. Now, we're not contradicting ourselves here. Prioritizing your savings still serves a great value in the process of money management. However, unlike investing, it doesn't guarantee a fast growth in your wealth. Take note that only 0.09% annual interest can be yielded from average savings account. That equates to only $45 interest in every $50,000 amount of savings. Most rich people allocate that 20% of their household income to annual investments, making it a significant part of their wealth accumulation strategy. And if you think the millionaires invest in complex products, You may be surprised, most millionaires invest in the same things as the average investor, such as Roth IRA and a 401k. Moreover, they tend to invest in real estate properties and personal development as well. This goes to show why putting your savings to work through investing could be a wiser step to take, and soon enough, you'll be a Warren Buffett in the making. The man is regarded not only as one of the wealthiest people in the world, but also among the most successful investors in today's time. Want to know more about Buffett? Well, leave that for another video. Number 5, the rich always secure the principal amount. Most wealthy people are very much motivated to pass on a large inheritance. The rich love preserving their wealth, not for themselves, but for the sake of maintaining financial success meant for the generations that come after them. They are able to acquire this privilege by not touching the principal amount of their investments. In financial terms, the principal pertains to the original amount of money a person put into an investment. Let's say you bought 10,000 shares for $100,000 that paid an annual dividend of $2 a share. The $100,000 you invested will be the principal, and at $2 a share or the $20,000 will be the dividend income. By not touching the principal, the rich never detract from the assets that are already earning them income, meaning that their wealth will never decline due to their spending. Rich Dad Poor Dad author Robert Kiyosaki pointed out in a tweet that spending your money in whatever way you want should never be an issue as long as you buy assets that will pay for your expenditures. This is never the case for average people. Unfortunately, they tend to generate cash flow in the form of active income by trading time for money. The thing about active income is that any money you spend is directly connected to wealth reduction. When an income is earned but not invested, it is less likely for you to reach a point where you can spend the excess cash it produces. Now, in case you're wondering what type of investments can you use to generate passive income, there is plenty available. To mention a few, there's the dividend stocks and real estate properties, crypto staking, and peer-to-peer lending. Thank you for spending some time with us today. How do you find this list of 5 ways to build wealth that the rich do and the poor people don't? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching!